About some time ago, we received finally the new Masked Hero support, and I did actually a live reaction to the new cards. If you wanna see it, go check it out in the description. But now I had finally time to think about the cards more in depth, and also to look into it more, how they interact with the deck together. I actually made an entire video on my channel where I was talking about Masked Heroes in general and what I wanted for them. My personal wishes for Masked Hero were that the Masked Heroes interact more with the Masked Heroes together instead of the heroes in general, but also to remove those hard locks that you can also go as example into generic extra deck monster like SB as example, instead of just only the hero cards. Or that you could even play in the deck other engines with it together. And that Masked Heroes is played more as a purer engine than just combining all the other hero variants together. And overall, for what I wished for the Masked Hero deck, I have to say the support is great. Out of the 3 cards, Masked Hero Duscrow is for sure my favorite one. To be able to trigger its effect by normal or special summon is a very good way to make a starter for the Masked Hero deck. And what I love is also that he can only add Masked Heroes instead of heroes in general, which is a good thing instead of making him into a new staple hero pile card. Also great is that he can add the card from your deck and graveyard, so that can actually even help in the grind game. Besides that, he's also a great extender. And on top of all of it, he doesn't lock you into heroes, which is probably the most important part even. This card was exactly designed how I wanted Masked Heroes to be, and I'm really happy about that. I have to say about Furnace, I was initially quite conflicted about him, mainly because he locks you into heroes again. I mean, it does make sense, because I guess at the end of the day he can search Poly and that would be a bit too generic if he didn't have lock. But if he could have only searched quick play change spell cards, I think he would have been completely fine without the locks. But honestly I think it's fine, because if you couldn't tell by yet, he is a completely new made up card that didn't exist in the manga before. And probably from the artwork you could tell that he kinda looks a bit different from the other Masked Heroes. On the other hand though, I have to say I really like his extender abilities. But Furnace is not the only new made up Masked Hero monster. There is Atomic too. It's actually cool because with Atomic we finally get the level 8 Fire Masked Hero Fusion monster, which is one of the 3 Fusion Masked Hero monster that is missing. So that's awesome to see. But once again, when I saw him the first time, I even said that he doesn't really look that much like a Masked Hero. And don't get me wrong, even though his design is really cool, it is still somewhat of a minus point for me, because I personally like the Masked Heroes to be more on theme, which is based on Kamen Rider. Regardless of that, I do like Atomic a lot though. From those 3 cards, he seems kinda like the most underwhelming one, but I think Masked Hero Atomic has actually a lot of implications for the future of Masked Hero. But I think Furnace is for that reason also okay, that he is slightly better in a general hero deck than instead of Masked Heroes. I think they did intentionally design Masked Hero Furnace in a way that he kinda interacts as a connector piece that can combine the Masked Heroes into the general hero pile, instead of just giving us the Masked Hero Inferno. Furnace to me at least seems like the most relevant one out of those 3, when it comes to heroes in general. Duscrow is really good, but right now he has only one target, and that is Masked Hero Furnace. But as I said though, it's fine. Because in comparison to Furnace, Duscrow and Atomic really seem like they were designed for Masked Heroes specifically. And because of the premise that they set now for the Masked Heroes, we can definitely say the future of that deck looks great. So far we only got one main deck monster in form of Duskcrow. There are still 5 more missing, and I also mean they made 2 completely new masked heroes that never existed before. Therefore there is really big hope for more masked hero support. Going back to Atomic though, he did seem clearly designed for masked heroes. And for that reason, he also seems a bit underwhelming right now. I mean, to be able to just get back Dark Law by ignoring its summoning condition is just insane. But also to be able to summon something like Duskcrow as example, and to trigger its effect through that is great. And the list of targets that Atomic can revive back will only get better with more support. In comparison to Furnace, he can also set any quick play spell change card. The design of those 2 cards are in very different directions. I also want to show you a line specifically for masked heroes that is pretty interesting in my opinion. So we're just gonna pretend for this showcase that the Vion here is Duskcrow, that Burstinatrix here is Furnace, and that Nova Master here is just Atomic. So pretty much how the line goes, or what you need for the line, is you need a Duskcrow in your hand, or you have to pretty much get to Duskcrow, and then you either have to have Mass Change in hand, or a Polymerization, and a discard. So it's pretty much a 3-card combo, and I know probably a lot of people are shaking their heads because it's a 3-card combo and it's a lot of resources, but I guess nowadays every deck is more like a 1-card combo, so a 3-card combo does seem quite underwhelming, but as I said, like this could get much better over time with more masked hero support. So pretty much let's pretend that Mass Change is in our deck. So, and we have Polymerization instead in our hand. So what we do is we normal summon our Duskcrow, and Duskcrow's effect activates. With that we can search out our Furnace, and then we're gonna reveal our Furnace, and with that we can search the missing card, which is Mass Change, right? And then we have to discard a card because of Furnace effect. It doesn't matter, it can be any card. I'm like, well, yeah, it's just, you just need the discard. And then after that you use Polymerization, use your Furnace in your hand and your Duskcrow, and special summon out the counter Zero Chaos, because both of them are masked heroes. And with that you have your first special summon. Then you activate the effect of your Furnace in Grave. Because you summoned out the fusion monster, a hero fusion monster which is non-fire, you can special summon out the Furnace from your graveyard. And then you use Mass Change on your Furnace. And with that we summon out Atomic. Now the effect of Furnace will resolve and it gets banished, but also the effect of Atomic activates. With that we can revive a masked hero from our graveyard, and the only masked hero that we have in our graveyard is Duskcrow. And then we go into end phase and set a Mass Change face down. So what did we accomplish with this part? And by the way, I just completely forgot to turn the dice, but pretty much Contra Zero Chaos was the first special summon, so we got to 1. The second special summon was the Furnace, so we had 2, and then the third special summon was Atomic. With that we have 3 special summons, and with the Duskcrow special summon we have 4 summons in total, 4 special summons that we did this turn. And I think you are kind of understanding to what point I'm getting at. With this board we played around Nibiru, And besides that, we have access to an on-field Omni Negate in form of Contrast Hero Chaos. And we have also a Dark Law. And I mean, Dark Law on its own is already pretty strong, so what we could do is technically like maybe protect our Dark Law from getting destroyed or something else happening to him with our Contrast Hero Chaos, and then we can just keep Dark Law around. And the opponent hopefully can't do much around Dark Law. But yeah, that's pretty much what the board accomplishes. I guess the main part about this is just you have two forms, like Well of Floodgate and Form of Interaction, but also you played around Nibiru, which is actually awesome because Hero always cripples down. Hero got always crippled by Nibiru. So that's actually kind of cool to see in the Masked Hero deck, to have kind of like this line where you can play around Nibiru. Those are very specific cards to have in your hand, but all of those cards are in some way and form searchable. So it's not unlikely. I know it's quite underwhelming in comparison to the end board of a regular hero deck, but I think from here on out it can only get better. The Masked Hero support in general was just great, because you can already see results in deck lists, where people cut out Varys and even Increase, which was pretty much a brick in the deck, to have a slightly less stronger end board, but therefore it results into a more consistent deck. And I personally like that approach more. The Evil Hero Trap and the Lord Neos pretty much get cut out now for Contrast Hero Chaos instead. In 2015, when the Hero Strike Structure deck came out, I genuinely thought that Masked Heroes are gonna be the future for the hero deck. And after all those years, it might finally come true. All I can say is, the future of Masked Heroes is looking bright. By the way, the alternative artwork of Dark Law is amazing. He's literally doing a rider kick. I really can't wait to get my hands on that card.